There you go.
Hi guys. How's everybody? Hi Betty and Alice and Brenda and Linda and Thelma and Stephanie and Glinda.
You know what? It sounds
How's
like
everybody?
Romper Room.
What?
Romper Room. It was something in California that the lady would talk to the children through her magic wand, and it was Icy, Mike, and Susan. And...
How you guys doing? You got Margie and Deb here today. We're going to have to move partially close the cover because I can't read the comments, but that can happen after we find the stamps. Thank you.
Cover.
There we go. You got a few hi Margies.
There you go. Hi guys.
Alrighty. Let's take a look at what we're going to make today. Oh, I'm still saying welcome to my classroom, but it doesn't have my screen up yet.
Sorry.
At the top?
It's this one.
Okay. There we go.
It does not fade.
Oh, you guys are going to get fingers in the screen now and again because the technology is just not being nice to us. But hey, we'll make it work, huh? It's okay because we're highly adaptable, folks. Today we're going to get some an 8x8 working paper. You're going to get this absolutely gorgeous pearlescent paper. Really, really pretty. I believe this is Centura Pearl, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Crafter's Companion.
It's we happen to have bought the Centura Pearl this time from Crafter's Companion. We can get that from lots of different places, but that's where we got it. And we have some 6x6 working paper. You have this beautiful aqua colored cardstock. And I will tell you that I gave you extra of this because this cutting die is a little bit fussy to line up. And I didn't want anybody to get frustrated that some of their snowflakes didn't line up well and we messed it up. So I gave you extra working papers to compensate. Okay. The price of the bow maker kit with the bow maker and the 100 and I think it's 60. You can see it in the listing. 160 yards of ribbon is $33.50 against a suggested retail of $165.24. And I already told you how I calculated that. And the ribbon only is $24 for the box of ribbon. So woohoo! Yeah. It's really good. We got more working paper. This is what's called mercury paper. Isn't it beautiful? No, there's no mercury in it. It's just what this process is called. You have a large sheet and a small sheet of that for one card. This is the Nouveau, or the Craft Perfect electric purple mirror board. We got our card bases. We have 3 card bases today. I'll set my envelopes aside. And we will have 2 5x7s and a 5x5. And then you have one larger piece of the aqua paper, again, just because I wanted to make sure you had plenty of it. So that's what's in our kits, as well as our snowflake die and stamp set and our little goodie pack that has our velvet glitter ribbon, our jewel dazzles, we have purple satin ribbon, we have AB rhinestone gems for the centers of our snowflakes on one card, and we have foam squares. So you are, if I could be a color, I'd be electric purple. I love you guys. You make me laugh. Even when things are crazy and hectic around here, you guys still make me laugh. So let's just pick one and get started. Let's go for this. Let's do this season's greetings. Why not, huh? Let's do some. We're going to do this one first. We're going to take a 5x7 card. So let's grab one of those. And we are going to need our beautiful pearlescent paper. We'll need that. And we need our, let's see, we need the blue rather than the aqua, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need the blue. And then we need the 8x8 working paper because we're making a layer out of that. I think that's it we need from our paper supplies. So we'll set these aside momentarily. And let's begin by doing some stamping, perhaps.
Possibly.
Perhaps. Okay. And as I said, we're going to just work with a fresh set of dies. Oh, look it! What was under my platform, Margie? It was right under my platform. Well, good. We'll save that. I didn't really want to get another one out, but you know I'd do it because we needed to have them available. So coolness. We just found the stamps that were hiding. They were hiding under my platform. And I picked it up, platform and all. Okay. Let's get this show on the road then. We are resolving our technical difficulties one at a time. And we are cruising now. I'm beginning to feel like we are working at warp speed. Okay.
Don't jinx us.
We are going to lay out some snowflakes. I want to show you something on here. I like it when my snowflakes and stuff go off the page. I like the look of this because it kind of looks more like a capture than just having everything finely spaced right on my page and full of images. So yes, we're doing it for next Thursday, Andrea. Next Thursday is boat class, and the kits are up now. So run some of your snowflakes off the page. That was my point in that. It actually adds really an artistic flair to run them off the page. Now I'll put my first one on, but then I will kind of just run these here and there. And I don't mind that they run off the page. It's a good thing that they run off the page. So in your kit, you will have snowflakes of many different sizes, which is pretty cool.
I think we still have a couple questions about bows.
Okay.
Will you have the bow maker in?
Yes, the bow maker is in the kit. Be sure you grab the one that has the bow maker in the kit, though. Okay. There's one kit with and one kit without because a couple people already had bow makers they wanted to use of their own. But when they heard me talking about the price of the ribbon coming up, they said, will you make a few kits that have just the ribbon? So I did that.
And then Andrea had a question about what was coming up next Saturday.
Next Saturday is not done yet, but we are going to make snowman cards. We're going ribbons. Yeah, that looks good.
It's just my second rodeo.
Okay. Margie's got us up and going again. Yay, Margie. Everybody give Margie a yay. You can still hear, see. We won't have picture-in-picture because that's the camera I just stole. That's okay by me. Okay. We have put a bunch of our snowflakes out on our cardstock. We are going to get we got our prism here. I also got in the refills, the stamp pad refill for our embossing pad. Since we've been doing so much with our embossing pad, I ordered, that Hunky Dory doesn't make one, but I got one that I think will work just fine for our purpose, and I got those in, so I'll put those in one of your kits coming up for this class in the near future, so that you'll have a refill for your stamp, for your embossing ink. Let's go ahead and put this down. Now I have a lot of stamps on there at one time, so I'm going to press these down good. Margie, can I have a piece of my text weight paper, please, for my embossing powder catch? Thank you for fixing that for us.
You're welcome.
It was
And
a
they
good
said
fix.
what
It's
they would
really
do
a good.
Without me, that is so very sweet. But I think the answer is a black screen.
Did you hear Margie? She said without her you'd get a black screen.
Okay.
Which means we really, really need you.
Smart aleck. That's, you can just call me smart aleck.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So I'm going to get my new opaque bright white out. And we're going to put our bright white on here. I think what we'll do is do half of our snowflakes and we'll come back in and do the other half, since we don't want to be messing with our powders. I should have used my embossing pillow, didn't think of it, but I'll brush these off a little bit. If you have an embossing pillow handy, run that over your cardstock first. And you won't have to do what I'm doing. Kind of a little bit of embossing powder clean up, getting the extra off. It is a beautiful snowflake die. Look at that detail, isn't that pretty? I really like these. I said dye. The stamps, of course. When I saw these bottles of WOW and the price, I thought, oh, that's a good price. I'm going to get those. They'll be a little less expensive. They're little tiny. I thought these were small. These are even smaller. Okay, turn on my, is my gun plugged in? Yep, you did that video. You are so organized. Okay. I did find that there are more Totally Tiffany stands listed out there on the wholesalers, so if anybody else wants one, I can still get these. Just so you know. You might want to put one on your Christmas list. Be a great gift for you or for somebody else. I actually am really enjoying having it. When I got it, I thought, well, that's kind of gadgety. Do I really need that? And I will tell you that I am loving not having to hold the gun and being able to use this pad to keep from burning my hands. So, from the For What It's Worth department, it is a pretty cool tool. Okay, we'll bring this back in, and we're going to stamp some more snowflakes. I do love these frilly snowflakes. They are just beautiful. I want to bring my paper back over again so I can kind of run some of these off the edge again. I'll put this one here. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to put this one here and here. And I don't think I need this other big one right now. Make sure everything is flat on the top. They are. You know what I didn't do? I did not, well, I'll just brush it off again since I've already got them down and they're already somewhat inky. Let's go ahead and hit that with our embossing pad. Boy, I tell you what, I can't keep these stamp platforms in stock.
I think you're down to 6 again.
Is that right?
I think that's what I saw, unless they have them stored somewhere else.
I think Brittany just took 53 downstairs yesterday,
Oh,
but
well, then there you go.
36 of them had already been listed on Amazon, and I think we were down to just a handful of those left. So if you're thinking about one of these for Christmas for anybody, get it soon, because I don't know if I'll get them back in before Christmas. Really is a great tool for the price, I gotta say. Okay. All right. They're saying you're our hero too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Very sweet.
This is such a beautiful lacy snowflake. I really do like it. Both of the snowflake dies in this set are really, really pretty. Both the big ones. I mean, the others are pretty too, but it's the big ones that are just ultra lacy. Brush off the extra powder, which I wouldn't have to do if I had the presence of mind to use my embossing pillow in advance. Okay. Better clean up this embossing powder before I put my arm in it, which will happen. You guys know me. Okay. Cap off that. And here we go again. These new little bottles of embossing powder are from Wow, and I do have to say that I really appreciate the quality of Wow's products. Okay, we have snowflakes. We have ignition. All right, set my platform aside here for a minute. These are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's get our card stuff back. I had it set out and then we rearranged things, so let's see, I need my pearl, I need my white, I need my blue, and I think that does it. Are you too warm?
Oh, I just brushed around a little bit. It's okay.
Okay. All right. I need my tape. I got ribbon everywhere, guys. What's a little extra snow in a Christmas card? Good point. Good point. Those extra little flecks don't matter at all, do they? Oh, that's a little extra. It is beautiful, though. I love this snowflake stamp. The detail in these snowflakes is just incredible. They really play nicely with embossing powder too. Okay. I am putting down my 3 rows of tape on my card. I'm going to put my pearl paper on here as my first layer. I'm going to pay more attention today so I don't end up with an extra layer like I did on our issue 61 card. I'll put my pearl paper down. And I'm going to flip it over. Don't toss this away because we're going to use this extra cutoff piece for our where'd my good scissors go?
I possibly moved them.
Yep.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I like the Scotch ones though. They're sharper.
I moved them out of. Will those work?
Yeah, that works. They're not what I like, but okay.
They were just way too
That
far
one.
to reach.
These are the ones I like. They're cheap, but they're my favorites. Funny, you get used to using one thing. That's what you want.
Hey, I think everybody has their favorites.
There we go. So I got my beautiful pearl paper covering my card. Now I'm going to take this 8x8 card and I'm going to make my card layer. And it looks like I have about a little over 1/8 of a border all the way around. So I think I'll start with 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Nope, 4 3/4. And see if I like that. That's a little too big, so I'm going smaller. I'm going to go to that was 3/4. I'm going to go to 5/8. And I'm down just a little on this as well, 5/8. So let's see what we think here. There we go. I like that. That looks nice, huh? That ended up being 6 5/8 by 4 5/8. That looks nice. So we'll glue it down. Well, we need wire to twist off and tighten for the big bow kit. Nope. You will not need wire the way we're making them. We're going to make them a lot the same way we make our little bows, believe it or not, guys. We're just making them on a great big old bow maker. Every design I showed you there is made using the We Are Memory Keepers bow maker. That looks beautiful. Now that means, let's see, that was 4 5/8. So this time I'm going to go to 4 3/8. Let's figure out which part for sure I want to cut off. I'm going to go to 6 5/8 here. No, I went 3/8. 6 3/8 here. And I want 4 3/8 here. Let's see how that's gonna play. Up and down, it's good. Looks like one of my cuts wasn't quite straight. I want to check that. 4 3/8. Looks like this side. 4 3. Yeah, I gotta cut this not quite straight. Looks good on the other side. Looks not so good on this side. Yeah, I got a cut that wasn't quite wanted it, so I'm going to trim that up a little bit. It still looks swanky. Well, I'm going to end up with a little different finish than I had the first time. There it is. That's the fender right there. So this is going to end up being a considerably smaller layer because I may just redo this white one. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and do it since we're already behind, but I'll just make this layer wider. It's okay. If you didn't know what it was going to look like, you wouldn't know, but I made it extra small. Yeah, that'll work. I'm just going to go with that. Okay. I need to keep a piece of this trim off. What did I do? Oh, there's my other trim off. Okay. We don't have any ribbon on this one. So we are going to it seems funny that I'm going to cut it down some more, but it's not quite even all the way around. So if you commit to go for it, you just got to kind of do it all the way around like you intended it. Okay, we're going to stamp Season's Greetings on here. And we're going to pull back in our stamping platform. I'm going to put my paper right across the top. I'm going to get this beautiful Season's Greetings stamp out of here. I love the font that they've used on this. It's gorgeous. I'm going to line it up pretty nicely inside. I'm going to stamp this. That's what I don't have, is my stamp pad. Let me use the one out of here. Do I have it in there? Yep, that's my Apollo kit.
Here it is.
Okay. I'm going to use my Blue Lagoon stamp pad here. And I'm going to stamp my Season's Greetings. This is a beautiful color that matches these papers so well. Whether you have the pearl one or whether you have the blue one, it's going to be equally beautiful. I'll stamp my Season's Greetings, which came out wonderfully. Now I'm going to take a baby wipe and I'm going to wipe off my stamp, and I'm going to stamp it again and hit it with my glittered wow. So my point here is that you can use any color in your ink pads and get embossing by simply using your platform, stamping it twice, and the second time you'll hit it with your embossing powder and either your glossy or your glittered, and you can turn any stamp in your or any ink pad into an embossed color without buying 57,000 colors of embossing powder. So that's what I was going for here, was an opportunity to talk about doing that. You probably have thought of that or heard of that, but if you hadn't, just on the off chance you hadn't, it will give you lots and lots of embossing choices at very little money. So I'm going to hit that again with my embossing ink. I'm going to bring my embossing powder pad back over. How are you guys doing on your glittered wow? Do you still have a lot? There we go. Hit it with my And I'm going to have a beautiful and sparkly season's greetings. Speaking of napkins, we just got in the wildlife rice papers, so I'll get a kit put up for that, and we'll get that on the schedule. Okay, take this off and put it back on my pad for now. Move that out of my way. Now I'm going to make my little flag. I'm going to cut my now newly sparkled banner down a little bit. And I'm going to make mine right at 1 inch. I wish you could see this because it's beautifully sparkly, but sparkles don't show particularly well. I'm going to cut this to about, I'm going to say 4 3/4 long. I'm going to cut this piece slightly wider. That's beautiful. And cut it. This cutoff piece is just right for use for this flag. And let's see if I want it that wide. Actually, I kind of like it that width. Now, I am clipping this. I'm running this tag clear out to the edge of my pearl paper. But I'm going to clip my little whale tail in it. I'm doing this, I'm eyeballing it. I'm going to cut in from my corner to what looks like center, about 1/2 inch. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. And then I'll trim my other end to match. I have another order of wow in, so you can easily make more of your wow with glitter as soon as that wow comes in. I think I have a little bit in there now. I think I have a little bit in the store. But I have another full order of that. We just bought so much from them that the wholesaler is temporarily out. So they've got me on back order, but they'll have some more soon. Okay. I'm going to put this right to the edge. I'm going to come in and I'm going to clip this tail to be right inside that one. I may have cut this first tab just a little long. I'm going to trim that a little bit more because I want to have my tail come out and be sharp on the ends. I'm going to cut my white just a little bit more off there, and that will allow me to come in here and cut these at a point. There we go. Straighten it just a little. Then I'm going to hit it with my baby wipe so I get rid of all that excess glue. Okay, so I've got my ribbon. And we're going to bring our card back in. I'm going to glue this piece down. I have to decide, since this is going to go across here, I want to decide which way I want my snowflakes to go, because this is clearly, we can choose. It's non-directional. So I can choose the part I think looks the best for my snowflakes. And I think this way looked better, because if I do it this way I can put 3 of my big rhinestones on, which I think really look good on here. And I'm going to take my flag and I'm actually going to overlap the white and go clear out to the pearl, which I actually think looks pretty nice. Okay. I'm going to glue this layer down. In your AB rhinestones, I gave you 2 sizes so that you could put AB rhinestones in the middles of the big snowflakes and your little ones. As they fit, it just depends on what you see in your image, how many of them you're going to want. And I'm going to come out to this margin to match my greeting. I like that. I am going to put some foam squares on the back of here. So what did I do with my little surprise kit? There it is. I'm going to put 1 big rhinestone in the center of each of my big snowflakes. I love these gems. They're beautiful.
They really make the card pop.
They do. They do. I kind of put them on almost as an afterthought, and then I just loved it. And then I've got these little ones. I've got 1 small snowflake here. I can put 1 on. I may try just putting 1 in this little tiny way. It might be too big for that. I don't know. No, actually, I think I like it. I put one in a little tiny snowflake too, because why not? I could even put one just in the air if I wanted to. I think I'll go with that though, what I have right there. Put these back. I just peeled it off the adhesive. You know, I don't care how much you spend for your gems. The little backing that they have on them, it's really easy to peel that off no matter what brand of gems you're using. These are good ones. They're hunky-dory, but they peel off the backing sometimes, so you sometimes have to use glue with them. That's not a problem.
It's made to stick to the paper.
Yeah. I started playing with Mrs. Tiggywinkle. When we're done here, I'll show you my Tiggywinkle card. There is a really wonderful little Beatrice Potter, Mrs. Tiggywinkle YouTube video. It's about 10 minutes long. And it's here on YouTube. You want the Beatrice Potter one, you'll be able to see that it has original artwork, like the artwork I was showing you in our kit on Saturday. And it's fun to be reminded of the story of Mrs. Tiggywinkle before we get to a point where we're making those cards, because all the images have more meaning to you then. It'd be really fun to introduce your kids or grandkids to Beatrice Potter and either watch that video with them or read them the book, and then let them see the Mrs. Tiggywinkle projects we'll be making. I know they had a whole new meaning to me even after I'm familiar with the Beatrice Potter stories. But it had been a while since I'd read it, and it was really fun to go back and see that again. Here's our first project done, guys. My wide margin's a little bit wide because I miscut my that's got a gray hair on it. Where'd it get that? Because I miscut this one just a little bit, but I still think it looks good. If I weren't comparing it to the other one, I would think it looked beautiful. But here's the one with the narrower borders. If I can keep from going off the top of your screen. They're both beautiful. And I like the fact that every color in your stamp or your ink pad collection can become an embossed image. Just go over it with clear or go over it with your sparkly. So there we go. One down. Let's do our next one, huh? Let's do the purple one next. I'm anxious to use this purple ribbon with our absolutely gorgeous finding that I put in your kit. This is one of the rhinestone. This is one of the rhinestone ones. We have the pretty little, you guys know from bow class that we have the pretty little pearl slides, and we have the little round acrylic slides. But for that really special card, there's really nothing quite like rhinestones and the metal slide. So you won't always use them because they're a little bit spendier, but you know, it is gorgeous. Okay, we're going to tie, here's our card we're making. So we are going to start by tying one of our 515 bows, and we're going to put that slide in the middle, and I'll remind you how we're doing that as we go. We're getting our length of ribbon out here. We are laying it across, so we're going to allow ourselves a little bit of room at the end because it has to wrap around our cardstock. We're going to go to the number 5, which to us is that between the smallest tine and the first big one. We're going across, we're doing the same thing on the other side, because anything we do on one side, we do on the other. We're going to come across and go past between number 1 and 2 of the bigger tine. Then we're coming back to 5. And we're going between the small one and the big one again. Now we're going to run our ribbon down through the hole. Tighten up all those things we just did. And we're going to kind of shimmy this back up onto the bow maker from the bottom. And while we're over here, we're going to feed this rhinestone into onto our ribbon, which is really easy because it's quite open. It's open on 2 sides. Make sure that your rhinestones are on the shiny side of your ribbon. So that's the front of my comb. Here's the back of my comb. I'm coming around this way, just like I normally do. All I did was stop and slide that rhinestone on the front. Okay, and I'm going to tie this off as normal. When I tie this off, I want the back of my ribbon facing me, so I'm going to twist my ribbons as necessary to get the back of my shiny ribbon facing me. I have the more dull side facing me, in other words. I'm going to pull this off, and I have my rhinestone in the middle of my beautiful bow. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Hold one side, tighten, hold the other side, tighten, move that rhinestone right into the center, pull our bow loops out. One will be kind of tucked inside of the larger loop. Pull that out. Pull out this side. I think we'll go ahead and tape these loops in place. So we're going to flip this over. Once we've got these pulled out, we're going to flip it over. We're going to put a little finger lift tape on the back, cheat just a little.
Andrea had a question about the ribbon being 1.5 inches, and can you use that with these slides?
1.5 inch set. What says a hat? 1.5 inches? Do you carry any slides that will fit onto larger ribbon bows, say 1.5 inch satin? No. I don't have anything. These will fit onto organza, for example, that's up to 1 inch wide, but I don't think any of them are going to go on the 1.5 inch satin. You could try it, but I think it would be a really tight fit. Okay, I'm going to spread my loops out a little bit. Now this is kind of slidey anyway, and now we've got that ribbon slide under there, so it's not going to lay real flat when you flip it over, because it's got that big old ribbon slide in it. But it's worth the effort, don't you think? It's beautiful and sparkly, and who can't love beautiful and sparkly, especially on purple? I do love me some purple. Did you guys notice I had to wear my snowflake shirt today? I wore my snowflake shirt with my sparkly snowflakes in honor of snowflake class. I just wore it a couple days ago. I do have more than one shirt, but you know, it was snowflakes. So it had to be done.
You wore, and I forgot to point it out, when we were doing the Festive Memories recording to set up for the download, you had a Christmas shirt on that day.
Yes, I do. You know, one of the beautiful things about making all these videos with Christmas cards Because I start so early, I get to wear my Christmas shirts almost all year. I was thinking about that the other day.
I might have to boycott you, Debbie.
I get to wear my Christmas shirts almost all year, starting in July when I'm working on Christmas cards. Why not? Yeah, you could try one, Andrea. I mean, you could try it and see, but I think it might be gathered just a little too much on 1.5 inches. It's just hard to tell, though. If it works, tell me, because that would be fun. That all your fall attire's purple. Nothing wrong with that. What's the matter with that? That's just good taste, Annette. Okay, I've got my bow. I've got my petals spread out. I keep calling them petals, they're not. The loops of my bow. I'm going to adjust it a little bit from the front too, because as much as you spread it out in the back, it's the front that really matters, so you want the front to look beautiful. Once I put my finger lift tape on the back, I can actually kind of pull it loose a little bit, and I still will have sticky on the back, so it will go where I put it, which is kind of nice. Now look there, how beautiful is that? That's beautiful. Okay, now we gotta set that aside for a minute, because we're going to get our square card out. So we need our square. We need our purple, electric purple Miri. It's not Miri, it's Mirror, because it's not Hunky Dory brand. And we need one of our 6x6 working papers. And we are going to stamp, let's see, let me go ahead and cut this down just while I have it here before I have my table full of embossing powder again. This is a 5x5 card. I'm going to go ahead and cut this purple Miri to 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. See how that looks, if it's wide enough borders. It's not wide enough borders. I mean, it is even around, but I think I want a little bit more. So I'm going to go to 4 5/8 and see what I think of that. And it's still a little narrower than my last one, but I do think I like that measure, so I'm going with that. Got fingerprints all over it, but that's why we have our little polishing cloth handy. That is a beautiful piece of mirror board there for another project. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see, no, I'm going to wait and I'll put my card down on that and wrap 2 layers. So set that aside. And I have 2 things I'm going to want to stamp here. I'm going to stamp my snowflakes. Come back stamping platform. I do think, as long as I'm thinking about it before I get started, that I will hit my paper with some embossing, with my embossing magic pillow. Woo! Boy, that's really powdery this time. Holy cow. She's putting her hands on her face, guys. You never know what to expect from me.
I don't know why that tickled my funny bone.
Okay. So, wow, I got some powder to that. All right. Let's see.
Oh, it won't be sticking.
Yeah, I don't think I'll have any stray powder this time. Yeah, it's a big cloud of powder. A dust storm. Oh, you guys never know what I'm going to do. You never do. That's why you tune in. I know it. I know that's why you tune in, because...
I think it's the new Bryce green screen.
Yeah. Okay. That really was a load of powder I got on there. Woo! Okay. I'm going to put my little snowflakes all over here, and I'm going to cut off the best part. Now, I don't really have to worry about running these over the edge. I know we just talked about that. But the truth is, I'm only going to use a small piece of this. So just putting my snowflakes kind of here and there all over is good, because I'm just going to cut off the part that I like the best anyway. Right? So, goodness. I am going to go ahead and put my Enjoy the Magic of the Season down here in the bottom corner, because I might as well stamp that while I'm stamping my other piece, huh?
Maybe a sip.
Yeah, a little sip of Diet Coke will solve that. Ah, that's good. Still waiting for them to roll that truck up in the driveway. Might be a long wait, huh?
Probably.
I am going to need my purple pad, if you want to dig that out of the Apollo kit for me, Margie. Okay. I'm going to hit these up here with my embossing pad. All of this stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to hit this really good. I felt like that white could have been a little heavier in places, so I'm going to hit it really good here. Oh, looky there, that just moved on me. Wasn't that nice and tidy? Well, I'll just make it separately. It's not a big deal. Okay, got that. Bring it down, give it a good stamp. So a lot of stamps on there, so I'm pushing down on it a little bit. I'm going to bring this back. This time, I'm going to use my... Could really use any of these, but I would not recommend the... I'm going to use my fine detail embossing powder, because these snowflakes have such marvelous detail in them. It would be a shame to lose that. So I'm going to use my fine detail powder. I could use my Wow, but since I have this sitting here, why not? Yay, so that's beautiful this time. Gorgeous. You can't really see it. I don't think it will show if I show you, but it might. I have a little stray powder. I don't know how I could possibly have any stray powder on that after the way I...
Yeah, you can see it.
Can you see it a little bit? We got a beautiful coverage that time using that ultra-fine embossing powder. It really is worth it to have a jar of the ultra-fine available for jobs just like this one, where you really want to capture fine detail. Okay. I'm going to zap it. Literally, that's the name of my gun. It's a zap gun.
I was going to point that out. There's that man.
Far be it from me to miss an opportunity to bore you with trivia.
They've been entering you into free
Oh yeah? Cool.
That's what is the suggestion.
Oh, I love that idea. I love that idea. So, Brittany had to take her kitty to the vet this afternoon. Nothing serious, just routine stuff, but she had to be off this afternoon. So she came in really, really early today. And I was still working, so I stayed up to meet her when she got here at 6:30. And then we came out to the shop, and I wanted to help her understand which of the things that came in were for classes and which were to be listed in the store. So I ended up sitting out here with her till 10. And then by the time I got in and took the dog out to go to the bathroom, got into bed, it was probably 10:30. And which makes for a short sleeping time. And I got up at 3:30 and was wandering around here looking like a lost child. And I realized that there was no Diet Coke in the house. I was praying that there would be ever so slightly, just at least some in the shop. And there was. So yay. I had bottles of caffeine-free Diet Coke, but I had no Diet Coke. That was a disaster. I need this. I need periwinkle.
Oh, okay.
I need light Arctic blue, and I need mauve, please.
Okay. Sorry, I just caught.
And Alice, you had asked me about the lavender, and I'm sorry. I think it was you that asked, right? And I tried to answer you and my email bounced back, so I intended to call you and I didn't get it done, so my apologies. And I need a blending sponge, please. Thank you.
Take your pick.
I have many. I have many blending sponges. We got to figure out why my emails keep bouncing back to you. It's not fun for either of us when that happens. Let's put a little mauve on here. What we're doing here is just, we're using our embossing as a resist. Remember when we did that a couple weeks ago? We're doing that technique again. We're picking up ink and we're putting it down right over the top of our stamping. Then we'll use a baby wipe and we will wipe off the ink that sticks to that sticks right on top of our stamped image. And what will happen is that we will end up with the most marvelous white snowflakes on a colored background using that resist technique that we recently used. Just by using our clear embossing powder. Remember that? So I'm putting down a little color here and there and everywhere. I might even use a little bit of this Blue Lagoon that we just pulled in this kit. Because why not? We have it. It's here. It should be used, right? Oh, Brenda, I'm sorry, Brenda. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm gonna soon, I think, have to upgrade my email program. The problem may be on my side. I don't know. I gotta talk to the technical folks. It doesn't bounce out on everybody. It just bounces out on select emails. And it's about, I'm gonna say maybe 1% of the emails I send, or maybe even 0.5%. It's a small percentage that come back, but they do come back. And
I have an opinion about that.
do you have an opinion about that?
Yeah, you probably just press the button too many times.
I don't think so. Oh, you're being a smart aleck, aren't you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's that the emails that come from Constant Contact, our email provider, go through just fine. It's the ones coming out of my info at Simply Special Crafts account that are pesky, and I don't understand it at all. But it happens, and if I was better on computers, I might be able to fix some of these things that we all work together. And sometimes putting me in your address book helps. I do know that, because we have solved it at times. Did you bring me a Coke? My husband just walked through the door with the biggest Diet Coke. Oh, he's a good man. He is such a good man. I love that man. Did I tell you that lately?
You'll be nicer to him now.
He says I'll be nicer to you guys if he brings me Diet Coke. That was wonderful, honey. What a generous thing to do. Go find me.
A lot less.
Oh, I wouldn't have liked that. I got Grandpa's Dr. Pepper. I would not have liked that. I would have been spitting and sputtering. You thought I sounded bad when I hit the powder up in my face. That's nothing compared to the way I would have been sputtering if I expected a big old swig of Diet Coke and got Dr. Pepper. Ooh, this is turning pretty. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Needs a little more purple though to match my bow. So on the purple goes. Teddy just came in. He's mauling Margie as we speak. He sees her car pull in the driveway. It's like, oh my gosh, let me get to the shop. My friend is here. And he yipes and hollers and yells at us till we open the door and he can come running out here to get to Margie. Then he says hi, and then he gets down and walks away. Because that's what Ted does. Ooh, look at this. This is even prettier than the original. Look at that. Beautiful.
Really
oh, the blue really helps.
shine.
Yeah, mix in some of the blue from today's kit. Yes, he is racking up points. Lots of brownie points my hubby's getting today, I tell you. Yes, he is. Okay, I think we probably got plenty of color here. Because after all, I'm only going to use like a 4.5 by 4.5 inch section of this beautiful paper I'm creating. Oh, I will be cleaning up my desk when I'm done. Look at that beautiful paper. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous! Okay, I think I'm done with that. Got to get myself a baby wipe. Got one here with the blue ink to the inside. And I'm going to go around and I'm just going to clean up my... I'm just wiping off my snowflakes now. Get them back to their snow white. That will also mute my paper just a tiny bit. Look at that. How beautiful is that, guys? Look at that inking we do, and so easily. Beautiful. Okay, so we did 4 3/8 on our square. So I'm going to go to, I think I'll just go straight to 4. I'm going to trim off this side just a tad because it's a little light on one edge here. Get rid of that.
Sadie is having to hop off. She has 3% battery left.
Oh no, okay. See you on the rerun, Sadie. Nice of you to join us. Glad to see you, friend. 4 3/8, so I'm going to go to 4 inches. Yeah, I like all that. And I'm going to go to 4 inches. Oh, it feels like I'm cutting off an awful lot of my beautiful. Now I did cut off, it looks like I cut off more than I intended to. That seems to be my theme of the day, doesn't it? I could have left a little bit more, but it's still going to be fine. That's beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous! Okay, I'm going to put that down. I actually could have left a little more. I don't know how I miscalculated there, but it's all right. Maybe I should have left it a little wider just because it was such a small piece. And
I don't think that it's going to look bad.
no, it's going to look good.
It's going
to look good.
Be nice and pretty reflection of mirror that you can really see.
It's going to be fine. Okay. Haven't been able to train your hubby to do the grading like the puppies, huh? Okay, let's see here. That is just such a stunningly beautiful color. I can't get over how pretty that is. I have just a little bit of a rough edge on my cut edge here. I'll trim that just a little. Ooh, it's going to be beautiful. Beautiful! And then I am going to wrap my bow around this before I put it down on my card. So, peel my tape here. Nope. Come up. And I don't know why I didn't glue this instead of, or use tape flags, but...
Oh, Debbie, your bow.
What?
Your bow?
What are we talking about?
Sorry.
That's fine. I'm not putting it on the card yet. I'm just hooking these two. Okay.
I just panicked for you. It's okay.
All right. And I need to put a little bit of tape on the back of my bow to wrap it around. So I'm going to do that. Just a little piece right over the back of my ribbon. Rib it down good. Tear it in the center. Pull back both directions. And, uh-oh, something got crunkly. Crunkly, that's a new word. Add that to your dictionary for the day. Crunkly. You got crunkly.
James calls them Margie words.
You make up words
Oh, sure.
every day? Yeah, me too. Okay. Put it down right across the center of my card. Wrap my tails around. Beautiful! I'm going to trim this little dude off. That's pretty. That is so pretty. And I have a little tape on the back of those, so I'm spreading my bow loops out where I want them and just tapping them down because I have tape on the back. And now I'm going to put this one here. Do I want it to open this way or up and down? I'll put it this way. Okay, I'm going to put myself a little glue on the back of here, and I'm going to glue this down. There's my glue bottle. Then I got to make my little stamped tag. And this card will be about finished. Hi, Teddy. Teddy's wandering around, rubbing himself on my legs as he goes by to say, hi, I'm down here. What you got for me? He's so funny. He likes to go to bed with Bryson at nighttime. But he knows that I get up and I eat dinner with the family, and then if I'm going to be up late, round about 11 or midnight, I get hungry again, and it's time for another meal. He hears that refrigerator, and he's in the room with Bryce barking, because he knows if he gets up, he can probably come out and have another snack with Mom. So I almost go from the refrigerator or the microwave straight to the bedroom door, where I know he's going to be yiping because he wants out to see what I'm eating. We have him a little spoiled. And he'll sit right on the edge of the sofa where I'm sitting, and he will just behave so nicely. He'll just sit there and wait for his bite of whatever it is I'm having. Okay, oops, yeah, no, I don't need that right now. And do need this. Bring this back in. And where's that? Here's my other stamp. Oh, it was crusty on the back, that's why it wasn't sticky. Let's get my baby wipe back out here and wipe this off a little. A little more purple showing, it makes it a good day. Yeah, it never hurts if a little extra purple showing. Okay. Stick all my snowflakes back down. Aren't these just the prettiest stamps? I love these stamps. I mean, we all have lots of snowflakes, but these are particularly beautiful ones.
I think they're very pretty.
Okay. Set those off to the side. Let's get my stamping paper. This will do right there. Oh, no, that's the back of my other one. I can't do that. What do I do with my trimmings? Is that wide enough? Sure, it's wide enough. Okay. I'll just bring back a little scrap here, because might as well, huh? And I'm going to put this down in here. I'm going to put my Enjoy the Magical Season. I'll put a little magnet here and there. Make sure I like the way that's lined up. Let's give it a close. Let's give it a little purple ink, because why not? After all, it's purple. You can't feel bad when you're wearing purple. It just makes you feel happy somehow when you wear purple.
It's my husband's favorite color.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I knew James had good taste. He picked you and he picked purple. What's more to say? What is more to say than that? Purple and blue together are gorgeous. They are truly, truly beautiful together. Okay, we need a little more scrap of our purple mirror board to... Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, I did put mirror board on it. I looked at that fine border. If I didn't have more mirror board, I could have just taken my pad and gone around the edges and gotten a similar effect, but I do like the shininess, so I think we're going to have to do it with the mirror board since we have it. Because the only thing better than purple is shiny purple, right?
You got it, flaunt it, right?
Yes. Absolutely. So very true. Trimming this down just a bit. And then I'm going to put it on my purple, trim it out, and I just want the finest little line around this piece. That's beautiful. Enjoy the magical season, it says. I fully intend to. So, I want to know if you guys are all staying safe out there. It is crazy with COVID right now. I want to know that you guys are all staying safe and staying in and behaving yourselves. You guys all behaving? Because I'd hate to have to send Margie out there to straighten you guys out.
Yeah. Line everybody up with hand sanitizer, alcohol spray.
Yep, check their masks. You just put them in formation and check it all out, wouldn't you? Yes, masked up, staying home. Good, Kathy girl. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Everybody being good, guys? It's nasty, and I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better, but you guys stay safe out there, will you please? Because I love you and I want you safe. Not misbehaving. My daughter talked me into going shopping, and we were in a car accident, paying the price probably at least for 3 more weeks. Oh no.
Owie.
I'm sorry. Well, good with COVID. There's another story there. She's not behaving in all respects. Oh. Caravans first came out. We bought one. The guy said, "What color do you want?" I said, "Does it come in purple?" He said, "Yes, it does." So I got it. I have to admit, I do not have any purple cars. That's funny. I love that. You need to post a picture of your purple caravan. We need to see that, Annette. You still have it? I found that since I can't go out, I'm baking. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot of that going around, isn't there? I know Bryce has been baking away, and I put on more and more weight, but I'm going to have to get my little butt in the therapy pool and get that worked off. I went in there the other day and I just felt so good when I came out that I have to get myself straightened out and get in there. Okay. I hope you're okay too, Mary. I'm behaving. Definitely don't want it again. No kidding. You've had it before, Brenda, huh? I'm sorry. What was it like? I'm looking at the map of the United States on the news. It's scary right now. So just stay in and stay safe. Let people bring you things. This is good. This is good. I don't go out at all right now. I just find it better to stay in. I'm the COVID police. And getting all my family to behave. Good girl. Good girl. Everybody get your ballots in? Has everybody voted? Don't care how you vote, but I'd like to hear you voted. I got mine in this week. We took it and dropped it in the drop box. Jordan's ballot, she had requested a absentee ballot since they're in Connecticut with the military, and she requested it, but it hadn't come yet, so I priority mailed her ballot from here to her across the country and told her to express mail it back to me, and I'd take it to the drop box for her. I hope she'll do that. So here's our one with her wider borders. Here's her one with her narrower borders. They're both gorgeous. I actually like the background color of our new one better. I think I like the margin of this one better. The background color is the same, except that this time I added the blue that we just sent you, the lagoon blue, the blue lagoon. These are beautiful cards, aren't they pretty? Doesn't that just do something for that bow? to put that rhinestone in the middle. Woohoo! Oh, you had it for over a month. Oh my gosh.
Just because it went up pretty quickly. Alice's niece and her husband were just diagnosed. She's a teacher and she's going to have a baby in 3 weeks.
Who is?
Alice's niece.
Oh no. Oh, darn it. Oh, well, yes, we'll all say a prayer about that one, Alice. We will do it. Okay. Wow. Okay, we got one left to go, guys. Is this fun? You like this? I like these snowflake cards. I think they're beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now we have in our possession, we have a big sheet of background paper. We have our mercury paper. We have our little piece of mercury paper for our flag. We have, is this? No, this is the one that's supposed to go with this. Okay, let me get to where I'm doing things right here. You guys got about 6 years. I'll get to where I'm doing stuff right. You don't mind hanging out with me while I get things right, do you? Okay, let's see. I need my 5x7 card. Now, I'm going to cover my card first. And then that fits nicely. I'm going to put my mercury paper down. Then we'll start stamping on that other aqua paper with our gold detail embossing powder so we can capture all those beautiful snowflake details again, because we got that gorgeous gold snowflake embossing powder. You guys wanted embossing. I've given you serious embossing. Are you happy with the embossing? Are we feeling like we're getting our embossing fill? I heard them clearly tell me they wanted serious embossing. We are embossing friends and neighbors. You sit still too long, we're going to emboss you too. We are embossing everything in sight. We still have at least one more class because we just got all that beautiful imagery in for our animal cards, our masculine embossed cards we're going to do. So I just got all that in, and we'll get those kits put together, and we'll do that really soon. And I haven't even told you guys this one yet. We are going to build... Do we want to tell them about it yet? Our book. Do we want to tell them? Or should we wait until we actually have a sample? Maybe we'll wait till we have a sample. I like teasing them anyway. We're going to build something really cool. I was also thinking that if you guys still are looking for gift ideas, that we might make some really beautiful Mod Podged coasters sets that could be gifts. What do you guys think of that? I have some absolutely spectacular, Brittany was just oohing and eyeing when she went through it this morning, some really spectacular stampery of papers that I bought to do some coasters with. If you're interested, we will do it. Mary says I shouldn't do that, tease them to my loyal following. But that's part of why you watch me, because I'm such an imp. I know it to be true. So if I start being nice to you, you might not love me anymore.
Kathy said that she loves the gold paper.
Isn't that something? Oh, beautiful. Okay. So we have that. I cut it down. I did all my margins extra wide today. And since I actually cut one right, I decided to stop. It's a little narrower than I've been doing, but it was right, so I'm stopping.
Oh, why stop now?
Why stop now? We are going to take this absolutely fabulous. You know, we have this in the store in different colors. We have used this before I don't know if any of you were around long enough to see when we did Amethyst Dreams and we used the deep purple ribbon behind our toppers in Amethyst Dreams. We have this in the store in multicolor packages. It is so beautiful. I'm going to cut myself a flag in the bottom of it, just like we just did on our tag. I'm just coming up from the corner, up into it, to cut a nice tag border at the bottom.
Alice would like to know what the measurements of the gold paper are.
The measurements of the gold paper are 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I just have an 1/8 inch margin in mine. If you wanted them a little wider, you could go a little wider. But it's beautiful. Now I'm going to put some tape on this ribbon. And I'm going to wrap it. I want it up about here. So I have maybe 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 to the bottom. And I'm going to put it right here in the middle of my paper. Woohoo! Yes, it is. This is called, what is it called? It's called glitter velvet. It's called glitter velvet. And we had, I think we may have sold out of the narrow kind, but we have this in these 1.5 inch strips that are just, oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Yeah, I did put this down with tape and it's holding well, so I'm going to put this one down with tape. You never know on fabric whether it's going to hold well or whether it's going to be a pain. This one's holding well. I felt confident trying it with tape because I was wrapping over the back of my cardstock and then pinning it between my layers. So I'm going to take my... When you're working on fabric, I recommend tearing in the middle and pulling back both ways. Oh, I'm getting a little fray on the end of that. It won't matter, it's going on the inside, but I need to clip my strings. It was blunt cut at the end. And as you know, if you want to keep ribbon from fraying, you really want to cut it at an angle. There we go. We're going to put this beautiful ribbon around our card. Yes, we have several colors and they're all stunning. I'm going to, one of the things that's on my agenda, I haven't published my agenda yet, but one of the things that's on my agenda is to do the rose quartz. I want to do the butterflies and the roses, and I'm going to be using black with that in this glitter. It's going to be spectacular. Spectacular! Okay, so I just put it in the middle, put it down, it's holding nicely there. I'm going to put this one, I'm going to glue it down, and I'm going to glue this layer right onto my aqua card. So I'm going to do that next. Come on, there we go. Now normally I say heavier ribbon you need to put up on foam squares, But even though this ribbon appears to be heavy, when it's squished down, it really isn't. It isn't heavy. It appears to be heavy, but it's just not bulky. So I didn't put this on foam squares, even though I normally, a heavier ribbon I would. But it squishes down really nicely onto the card, and it pins in there without creating any funny little gaping areas. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm not getting any gaps there along that line. So I'd say just glue her straight down. It's good. Okay, it's time to do a little stamping and embossing. Setting this one aside for a minute. Here are my stamping cards. We're going to want to make quite a few snowflakes, and then I want to use I'm going to make at least 3 little snowflakes and probably a couple extras because, like I said, these are a little challenging to line up when we go to cut them out with our die cutters. Maybe
die cut them and then stamp them.
Let's try some each way. Hot Off the Press actually advocates that you stamp them, then die cut them. But I'm going to try that. Let's try at least one. I don't know. Let's try it and see what we think if we die cut it first. Because they are a little challenging to match up, and yet the results are so satisfactory. They're really nice when you get them done. So let's try it. It won't hurt to try. Those of you who are working along and have your kids at home, you might hang on just a little bit and see which result works the best before you use your paper. Because I can grab more if I need it. But you might be SOL if you use up all your paper. So why don't you let me try doing a couple die cutting them first and then stamping them, and let's see what we get, shall we? Because with our stamping platforms, we can line stuff up really well. So that might be doing it with the stamping platform. These stamps have been out for a while. That might be why they say stamp them and then die cut them, because they didn't have a lot of stamping platforms when Hot Off the Press made this set. So these are very basic shapes. So you notice I didn't use a shim or anything. They pop right out. Agree. Teddy found a bottle under the table. He's crunching it. Hey, Ted, can we find a toy that's less disruptive? How about you take, oops, sorry, Margie. I can't get, oh, shoot. Well, now he thinks I'm playing. Let me have that bottle. You let me have the bottle, and you can have the squirrel, even if it chirps, it won't be as bad as the bottle. Sorry, Margie. I gotta get back around it. Okay.
I figure I'll hold it still until we go.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Rolling out and around with this camera stand here from right next to me is challenging. Come on. Didn't want to do it. There's Pokey Tool. Okay. I'll poke this one out. This one. That's about ready to go again. Let's try matching those stamps up and see what we get. I don't know how this is going to work because I didn't do it this way before, but let's try it because it is a little challenging. And I'm always game to try something new. Teddy's over complaining to Margie that Mama took his toy. He went over to see Margie. Margie, I got no toy. Mama took my toy.
We were throwing toys, but he quit.
Okay. The same background die works with both stamps in the set. So I'm going to put this stamp right on top here. Right on top of that snowflake. Let's get another one right here. Come on. Right on top. The only problem we're going to have is figuring out how to get it to leave the paper sitting down after we match it up. I suspect that might be our challenge, but we'll see. Ah, it did it. Now is it still matched up nicely? It is. Okay, let's try this, shall we? Let's do it. Get a really good coat from my Prism pad. Oh, one of them's off a little. The little one's off a little, but it's probably as close as it was when I did them the other way. So my magnets are jumping onto each other again. Okay, get my embossing paper out here. I got to bring myself out a big catalog and try what that lady did on YouTube where she was changing the catalog pages. I just thought that was so brilliant. What if you put the back, let's see, what do you say? What if you put it in back in the holes, the paper?
Because it would hold the paper in place if you put the snowflakes back into the holes, but they're already pre-cut.
Oh,
so maybe
that's
it
a
might
good
help
idea.
Solidify it.
That's worth trying, isn't it? Because maybe that would keep them from sliding. You guys are brilliant. How'd you guys get so brilliant? It must be the company you keep. You think?
I think it depends on the day for me.
Okay, we got one. Oh, this one didn't stamp very well. Yeah, that's just way off. Okay, toss that one. The other one's not bad. I'm going to try Mary's suggestion the next time. I'll try it again and try holding them with a placeholder from where we cut it out.
Brenda.
Oh, Brenda. I'm sorry, Brenda. Oh. Come on. I have to chase my snowflake, guys. Get that away. It is quite beautiful embossed, I have to say. I think this one's okay. I think this one looks pretty good. It's a big, missed the middle just a little. Oh yeah, I think this one looks pretty good. So we got one done. Let's do another. I like our general idea. I think it's less stressful than trying to match it up the other way. So let's try that again. Let's do it again. And this time we're going to use Brenda's suggestion to leave the background paper in place. And you know what, no, it'll cut through there. I was going to say I might put a piece of tape on the back, but it'd cut right through the tape. So not so smart. Okay, let's see. Where's our little snowflakes again? Let's try it again. Should die cut really easily. Okay, I'm going to take my dies off, leave my background papers in the holes. That's a very interesting idea. Let's see what happens. This one I have to poke out and put back in the hole. I love the power of a group mind, you know, when you're problem solving on something. I love the idea that if everybody thinks on it, we'll come up with the best suggestions.
Do you want me to clean those for you?
Well, it's only like 5 dots. It's nothing.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
Okay, and we're on our last card, so we're doing pretty well. All
We're
things.
at 6:15.
Okay, we're great. All right, let's do this. Yeah, we got kind of a late start here today, didn't we? But we're still doing all right, I think. We're going to put this paper down here. We're going to try Brenda's suggestion. And we're going to put our stamps over this and keep these papers held a little more still, because we can put the magnets on these parts. Held a little more still by the paper that surrounded it, and that goes in just really nice and flush. So that's a great idea. Let's try it and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to line this up again. I like that. And let's get this little one. This little one just really didn't do much last time. It was disappointing. Let's see if we can get a better one this time. That looks good. Let's close it. I think your idea might work pretty well, Brenda. I think it might work. Embossing Gun. There it is. I really need some ink on my embossing pads, I think. It's like I've said before, I use mine about twice as much as you guys use yours, because I make all kinds of things and then pick the ones I want to show you. And so I use them a lot. And make sure I really get those little pointy parts coming out this time, because those didn't emboss at all last time. Well, that held really well in terms of keeping it in place to emboss it. That was for sure. Let's see how this does. Not bad at all. Brenda, I think you're brilliant.
Andrea had an add-on to that as well.
Oh, Andrea had an add-on? What was Andrea's add-on? By doing this way, you can also leave your stamps in the same place. True. Same 2 snowflake holes and stamps may stay where they start also. Okay, so we've got this one ready to emboss. Let's get this other one ready. Pick out my snowflake here. See how it's doing. This one's much better this time. Much, much better. A little bit off, but you know, it's pretty good. I think we have a good solution here. Let's try the embossing gun. Oh wait. Come on. Yeah, that's true. I should be doing it with my tweezers.
There you go.
Making a mess with my powder. I should always clean up before I do anything else. Okay, yep. That would be a much better solution. Yeah, tweezers are really good. Beautiful. Beautiful. You guys see it well? Let's put it on the camera. Huh?
Just because this camera doesn't focus like the phone does. So
Okay.
it'll be a little out of
And I got a little one. Let's cut some more. We need at least 3 little ones. 2 big ones. We got our 2 big. So we just need 2 more little ones. So let's cut a couple little ones again. I guess we're going to have to do them 2 at a time with our technique, or 1 at a time, because we only have 1 of these dies. But that's okay.
Well, you could cut 2 of them and then put the 2 in and do it at the same time. Sort of, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, that. Maybe. Could you do that? Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's try it. Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah. Oh. Just die cut 2. I have 2 holes and 2 pieces. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm slow, but I get there. Okay.
Just means you have to move the stamp.
Oh, that's true. We will have to move the stamp.
Or you take one out and put the other one in its place, where that kind of adds on.
Or we
to
have
Andrea's
2.
thought.
We actually have 2 snowflake stamps in this size, I think. They both use the same outline, but we have 2 stamps. So we use the 2 of them. That's what we'll do. What was Andrew's thought again?
If you keep, oh, I don't want to misquote her. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, since we go up there. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. You can also leave your stamps in the same place. Just use the same 2 snowflake holes and the stamps will stay where they start. So if you put
Oh,
your
I
stamp where
see.
you
Yeah,
want it and you
yeah.
just drop it into
Just
the
keep
hole.
moving it. That's a brilliant thought, too. You guys are so smart. You guys are so smart. Okay, so I got 2 of these. I'm going to use both stamps, which is nice because then we'll have another different pattern too, which is cool. Note how I presume that we'll make both of them successful. Okay, we're done with this for the time being, at least. All right, we're going to put this stamp down on this one. Stop squirming. There we go. And then we have another small snowflake, I believe. Don't we? Yes, we do. Hello. I threw it.
It got excited to be
It
part
got
of the
really
party.
excited. And we're going to put this one here, straighten that one back up, peel this one off since it's currently not part of the stamping scene. Everything all lined up just as well as we can line it. Yeah, I think this works really well, guys. This is way easier. Okay, we need to stamp these. Get some powder on here. All stamped well. Press it down good. Make sure all those little points get covered. There we go. You get back in there where you belong. Push that back down in with my tweezers so I'm not touching my surface very much. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to emboss them anyway. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Get my embossing paper back out here. Get my snowflakes. Pick it up with my little fine tweezers. Oh, this is pretty. This one's just like perfectly lined up too. Yay, us! We're good. I'm barely holding on to it. It was trying to get away. Oh, that is gorgeous. It just doesn't get more perfect than that right there. That's perfect. This one looks good too. That's the way to do it, guys. Cut it first, then stamp it. Use that suggestion, leave it in the hole till you're ready to take it out. Till you're ready to emboss it. Use your tweezers to hold it up under your embossing gun. We did it. It's beautiful. And I'm telling you, it's much easier than the way I did it when I did the samples. So there we go. Now we know it. We're pretty clever. I like it. Okay, we'll put this away for now. Actually, we'll put this away for the day, I guess. We ended up having an extra piece of cardstock because we were so darn good. I'm going to close up my embossing pad. This is why I need extra embossing ink too, because I leave it undone. Oh, we're not done with our stamp platform yet because we still have to do our Let It Snow banner. But we could go ahead and put our snowflakes on our beautiful card, and I think we should, don't you? I think we should do that. Although I did I overlapped just a little bit with one of them.
I think that could go either way. Overlap it with the banner or overlap it with the snowflake.
True. Although the snowflakes, well, that's true because the back layer is flesh and the top one's on foam squares.
There's lots of things you can do. Wonderful. It can turn out different each time, just a little bit. Depending on what you do.
It's looking so good. It's looking so good, guys. Yes. Oops. Bumping the camera again. Darn it.
Okay. Let me see what I can do about that part.
I keep bumping the camera stand. Hope I'm not making anybody seasick. We gave up on the iPhone, honey.
Oh, he knows.
It kept blanking out and blanking out.
Yeah, I found out why.
Oh, you went and researched it?
Yeah. Are you done?
No, we're still on. We are just about to cut a banner. We need about that much. And we need our little piece of mercury paper. Where did that go? What did I do with it? And now we're shuffling around. I lost it. It hit the floor.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. Okay. Had lots of extra supplies today. You got an extra 6x12 we didn't need. We had an extra stamping card. We have an extra aqua piece, I think. Yeah, we do. So you got lots of extras today. Extras are good. We're going to stamp our Let It Snow, and then we're going to emboss this one. And on this Let It Snow, I put the Let It Snow, and then I added snowflakes to either side, because why not? So let's find that Let It Snow on our stamp sheet.
Kathy would like to know if you have extra of the mercury paper in stock.
I do not have it in stock, but I do have some in other colors in my office, which I have not used. So I could probably put up a listing for some mercury paper. It might be different colors, but I can see what I can do. You can look at it and see if you like it. If you like it, you can get it. If you don't, leave it there. It's cool. So I'll try, okay? I have not seen packs of mercury paper in a while in the stores. This one came from a paper pack that I purchased a lot of. So I was able to get enough to put this kit together. There's my little snowflakes. I'm missing them. They're wandering. There's one. Where's the other one? There it is. There's another one.
Can I just move that out of your way?
Yes, please. Okie dokie. Let's see. This is turning out so pretty again. We came up with some ways to make matching these up a whole lot easier, honey. It was exciting. My crafty friends are so bright. So it was way better than the way I did it the first time. Oops, that one came off. They're both coming off. I think I need to wash my stamps. I think they've been all together too manhandled. I think I need to actually clean my platform too. Comes a point you got enough finger oil on everything that stuff doesn't want to stick.
Well, and it seems like the embossing gel really sticks to your stamps and really gets in there too.
Let's try that again. Because my stamps didn't want to stick. Is that a cat trying to open the door?
No.
The window.
Oh.
Even worse.
Yeah.
I thought she was scratching on the box.
Yeah, she's not allowed to scratch on the window screen.
No.
Yet another one of our out of control pets. This is a kitty outside the window of the classroom, scratching on the screen, trying to get attention. That will get her attention, just not the attention she wants. She thinks she should be allowed to be in the classroom, and this is a kitty-free zone. And she does not appreciate that because she's the queen of everything, that cat. She is I am queen, you are my servants, do as you're told, humans. Cat.
Well, it's It's a cat.
Yeah, in other words, she's a cat. But she's more so than I think any of the other ones, with the possible exception of Meredith. Lauren's cat is unbelievable. Lauren's cat will sit at the bottom of the stairs and holler for Lauren to come and get her and carry her up the stairs. Why does she do this? Because Lauren started it when she was a baby because she thought it was cute. Now she continues to do it. She's 5 or 6 or 7 years old, and she continues to do it. Lauren leaves the house, we squall. She wants to come upstairs. She sits at the bottom of the stairs and squalls. You try to pet her, unless you're Lauren. She doesn't have the time of day for you. She's really quite a persnickety little personality. I don't know about this one. I kind of got a little bit of a double print on this one. I think I got some powder on it or some gel on it when I put it down the first time, then I lost the... We'll see. When it came off, you know, and then I ended up with kind of a double print. It might look cool. It actually does look sort of cool, I have to say. I ended up with kind of a snowflake behind a snowflake, which is actually pretty interesting looking. I like it. I don't know if you can see it, but see here, I have a snowflake and then I have a ghosted snowflake behind it. It's actually pretty cool looking.
Happy accident.
Yeah, I'm keeping it. I like it. Yes, just another of those happy accidents I have so often. Okay. I'll cap off our fine detail gold. I love this embossing powder. This is good stuff. I really, really like that extra detail embossing powder. Now, yes, I did. I did cut
It is nice and clean.
flags in this. So, I only want my border around my tag to be just fairly fine, but I'm going to leave all of my length on here until I get my outside cut. So let's see, I'm going to cut this to maybe 1 inch in total. Let's start there. Now I'm going to cut down my Let It Snow just a little bit more. So that looks good. Maybe a tiny strip off the bottom. There we go. Like that. That's looking good. I think it doesn't have to be so long on this side. So I'm going to trim this off. That's looking good. Okay, now I just have to clip my 2 ends. And take that off a little bit. I'm going to cut my little whale tail in this end. It's easier to do with ribbon where you can fold it, isn't it? There we go. Nice sharp little point there. Then I'm going to cut this one to match the contours of that one. Oh, gotta come out a little further. Get right to my corner. There we go. Clip, clip. Glue those together. Like it, like it. I like it, guys. Glue bottle. uncapped, of course, so I have to get it running again. Okay.
So, Debbie, one of the things that I do when I'm done with my embossing, done, and especially when it's a detailed stamp, since I have little humans at my house and I always have at least 3 extra kid toothbrushes around because they're very soft and they're very gentle, I just take that with a little bit of clear soap, not any dyed soap, and I just take a little bit and I rub it like I'm gonna just brush its teeth really lightly on my stamps, and it seems to get all of those extra gummy pieces out of there.
Did you guys hear that? Could you hear Margie? She uses a soft toothbrush on her stamps to get the embossing ink and regular ink and other stuff out of them and get them clean and nice again.
And it's the toddler kid size, just because it's a little bit smaller, so you can get in there, and it kind of keeps a child from brushing hard, so it doesn't allow you to put too much pressure accidentally on your stamps.
There we go. Good suggestion. Okay. Gonna layer up, put a couple of pads under this center and layer that up on here because that's beautiful together. I'm going to go to my supplies kit. I'm going to put a medium-sized circle in the middle of my snowflake. These bright jewels really brighten this card when you put the jewels on, because we're using a number of dark elements, and this really brings some light back into it. If you really don't like the jewel dazzles, and I know there's at least one of our customers, I don't remember who said you don't like them. If you really don't like the holographic, then use some gold glitter, but you really want to brighten these back up a little bit, I think, to really get the full effect we're going for here. And these jewel dazzles really do a fine job of doing that. And now I am going around, come on. I'm going around and putting one of the tiny ones in the center of the spoke at the end. It really looks good right in the middle of that pattern. I couldn't believe how much difference it made to put these jewel dazzles in. Now you may or may not see that on camera, especially since we don't have a tremendous amount of detail with this camera that we're using. But Bryce did say he figured out what the problem was with the iPhone camera, so hopefully next time we'll be back to our same picture quality that we've been having. But you know, we're adaptable folks, aren't we? Really adaptable. Technology's great, but I am not a technology person, as we have ascertained before. And I bent that one. Because I bent it. I'll show you this one up close when I get this done, if I can. Or at least as close as I can show you. You know, I don't know why I'm doing this way. What I usually do with these little ones is I fold my paper like that, I roll them off on my finger, and I have a much easier time picking them up off my finger than I do off the paper. That's what I usually do.
That helps so much.
Just roll them off on my finger. But I want to show you how much dimension that Jewel Dazzle adds. I hope you can see it on camera.
Yeah, right about there. There, with the light there.
Can you see that? How much light it brings in to put those little Jewel Dazzles on there? So
I think it picked up pretty good considering its inability to focus.
I'm going to put my tape flag on about, I'm going to say 2 inches down. And I'm going to do something different on this one that I did not do on the last one. And that is I am going to put a couple of foam squares under it because I actually can see in my little banner that's going across, because it's metallic and the difference in height really is amplified by the reflection, by the reflective properties of the gold. But it actually, you could see where it went over the top of the ribbon. So I'm going to put this up on some foam squares just so that I don't have that little bulge underneath this. And it's not that it's setting up so high, it's just that the reflective gold really picks it up. So by putting this here, then I'm not going to have that funny little bulge there. So I'm going to put this up on some foam squares. This is a beautiful card, I think. It's just gorgeous. It's a little work to do it, but man, is that beautiful. There we go. Yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the difference in the two of these, but I'll show you the difference that makes, if you can tell. Can you see in the other one that there's a little bulge there? And I don't get that at all when I put it up on foam squares. So I recommend the foam squares. That looks way better. Okay. Now that I did that, I have to decide if I'm going to put this under or over or just below. I think I can get away with putting it here and letting it just rest up there. I do think I'll put a few foam squares underneath this one though. I'm going to put them up under here. And I might put a dab of glue on that one where it's sitting on top of the banner. Just a tiny bit to keep that from getting bent up where it's hanging up there. So I'll put a few foam squares under here.
Mary had a question about an update for craft style finger lift tape.
To tell you the truth, I haven't ordered any more in yet. We will be getting some. I just had so much stuff coming from Craft Style that I waited a little bit to order it, Mary, but I will get some. They're really good about shipping once we order, but we just had so much stuff coming from them that I just decided to let all those orders run through since we had another option for tape right now. But I will get more, I promise. I know you've been waiting for it for a while, and I probably have said, yeah, it'll come from Craft Style, and we'll have it before long, but I just waited to order. That's the truth. Sometimes you get so many things coming in out there, you kind of lose track of what you've got coming from where, and it gets a little overwhelming. I will tell you that I have a palette that was just picked up at Hunky Dory, and it's winging its way to us now. So in another week to week and a half, I expect to have a new shipment from Hunky Dory, which will be exciting. This one's going to have the new Floral Deco Large for this year, which I'm always excited to get because I love those. So do you guys, based on the fact that we sell out the little kits, we sell out the big kits, we sell out everything we've got for those every time we get them because you love them as much as I do. So I'm very excited about that. We have one called Peony something or other that's coming that's beautiful.
Peony.
Am I saying it right? Peony.
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 Peony. I think I pronounce it different than others, so I'm not.
I don't know.
I have it correct.
That one,
either.
the peony, whatever you call it, that's coming and it's beautiful. So that's coming. And then there's another one. If you liked an artist garden, there's a new one that's called like Forever in Time or something like that. That is another one of those illustrated, beautiful, highly detailed, but it has lots of antique kinds of elements in it and little roses, and it's quite pretty.
It is so pretty.
Very feminine. And that's coming. So we have lots of new hunky-dory on the way, and I'm excited about that. And let's see, what else can I tell you about? I have made a decision to take a lot of our lower price items off of Amazon because I did an analysis with the latest postage increase that just went through. It's supposedly a temporary increase, but it's an increase of about 40 cents a package. And I looked at some of my lesser price items like rice paper, our sticker sheets that we had out on Amazon. I know some of you like to go in between orders and go get them there. Rice papers, 3D layering sheets, some of our lesser priced items. And I figured out that with we were selling basically even with the board when we were selling some of that stuff at $5.99. We didn't make any money, but we didn't lose it. Well, now we're losing 40 to 50 cents a package on that stuff. So I just took down a huge number of listings off of Amazon and will only have them available through the store. So if you see them gone, that's why. They still will be available through the store. There won't be any change in our store policies. The other good news is, though, that I did an analysis of our cost of shipping in the store, and I was a little worried that with the temporary price increase, the postage increase, that it was going to throw me clear out of whack in the store, and I might have to raise shipping prices for the store. The great news is that I looked at it. It's close enough that we can live with it, and there will be no changes in your shipping in the store. So all those products are still available. Just buy them in the store. Don't buy them on Amazon. And yeah, it's a fairly small change in the greater scheme of things just to keep us operating in the black. But I did want to let you know that if you were looking for them, and I know I have several people who do run in and pick up a sheet of stickers here and something else there, that when you don't see them, that's why. I'm not trying to make your life more difficult. I just have to sell in the black. So we're still doing okay on the store side. We have enough people that place large enough orders that it kind of balances out and stays within the margins of cost I'm willing to absorb or able to absorb for the store orders. But that was a relief to me because I needed to do that analysis to know that we were okay in the store. So there we go. I just want you to know what happened. So yeah, we will. I'm taking in total about somewhere in the area of 3,000 listings off of Amazon. We'll drop from 7,000 listings down to about 4,000 and maybe even further. Amazon's doing some crazy stuff with their returns policy too that's kind of making us crazy. I'll tell you what it is. It's amazing. If an Amazon customer requests a return, and that return is less than $10, Amazon's just refunding the customer without a requirement of a return through our seller account. They just decided that they're going to they've taken away our ability to talk to the customer. So if I knew what the customer was concerned with, I could probably solve the problem that caused them to want to return it. But I'm not allowed to talk to the customers. And then now they're refunding any order under $10 out of our seller account without even talking with us. I mean, they just take the money and give it back to the customer. The customer doesn't even have to send back the return. So that makes it tough.
Lost the money, lost the product.
Yeah, you lose the product, you lose the outbound shipping, and you lose if they were sending it back, I guess you'd lose the inbound shipping, but that's crazy. And what a lot of people don't know is that Amazon's minimum fee is right at $1. So if I was selling a sheet of stickers, I have to charge a full extra $1 just for the Amazon fees alone. It's crazy. So we're not going to be doing as much with Amazon as we've done in the past because some of their practices have become really, really difficult to live with Amazon and stay in the black with Amazon sales. It's nice to be able to, get in touch with people and find potential new lovers of the kinds of products that we sell, but there's a limit to how much you can do that you're doing just at cost or below cost. Okie dokie, enough on my Amazon soapbox. Look at that absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. We have one little point sticking up here. Let me resolve that ever so quickly. Give him a little foam square so he'll lay down nicely. Look at this gorgeous creation we just made. Would you look at that? Is that just magnificent or what? And it didn't take us long, did it? Especially since we worked out some new processes for doing that. So I agree with you, Mary. Unfortunately, what they're doing in the way that they're doing it is Amazon is encouraging the thieves. You are exactly right. Fortunately, not a whole lot of crafters are thief types, but that is exactly what they're doing to their sellers by making those return policy changes and just keep the product and we'll refund you. All people have to do is say, oh, I don't like it for whatever reason, and Amazon will give them their money back. So anyway, done with that. I'm done. So tip it up a bit to the light. Yes. Let's see if we...
There. Yeah, perfect.
Does that give you can you see all the sparkles off those holographics now? There we go. Right there, I think we're getting it. Wow!
You might need sunglasses before you open up that card.
Margie says you might need sunglasses for this one. So I think we did a beautiful job of kind of staying with the pattern on this one. This one's actually better because we don't have that little bulge right here that we had on the other one. But what great fun is that? Okay, you guys want to see some more upcoming stuff? Let's take our quick perusal as we always do through what's coming. Let me get some of this out of the way so you guys can actually see what I'm showing you. Let me just move some of this lovely stuff we just used. It's all magnificent product. It just is in the way now. It's amazing how it moves from wonderful tools to junk when it's in your way. Okay. Look at us. We are just so clever. I love doing this with you guys. You guys have great ideas too, and it's fun. It's really fun. Okay, I have to show you this one. Now, I'm not supposed to be working on Mrs. Tiggy Winkle yet, but because I have Christmas projects that have to be finished. So Margie had to set me straight and say, yes, it's beautiful. Now get back to what you're supposed to be doing.
I did.
She said, you stop that and get back to what you're supposed to be doing. But we talked about Mrs. Tiggy Winkle the other night. I was all excited about it. On Saturday, I guess we talked about it. And I showed you the CD and some of the stuff I had printed. And I was just all excited about it. So I went out to YouTube, and there is here on YouTube, guys, a 10-minute Beatrice Potter video that has the story of Mrs. Tiggy Winkle read out loud in a beautiful British accent. And they have the original artwork, just like we'll be using. Watch that before we do this kit, because it makes the kit so much more meaningful when you remember all the scenes and what's happening in those scenes. But I had to create this out of some of those papers that I showed you that I printed off of the CD. I had to create this. I just had to. So then Margie came in. I was all excited about it. I said, look what I made. She said, it's really cute, beautiful. Now get back to work. But you know, I had to do it because how cute is she? Oh my gosh. So Mrs. Tiggy Winkle is coming up soon. Maybe sooner than the calendar said, because she was really fun. Okay, on Saturday, I got to remind you, we are doing Hortensia. This will be in 5x7. These cards. If you love blues and purples, you have to make these cards, because they're just
hydrangeas.
To die for. And hydrangeas, if you happen to love hydrangeas. We're making 8 cards. Please be aware we're starting at 2 o'clock. This card features a new material we have not used before. We are going to be using Blaze Opal Polish to change the color of our black cardstock. We're also going to use it on some lighter elements so we can see how it changes those lighter elements. It's fun, and you get a full blaze included in your kit. You also get a full container of stickles. You get the cardstock, you get the mirror board, you get the ribbons, you get AB rhinestones, you get chipboard. We're making 8 cards. Isn't she beautiful? She's beautiful. This says beauty is truth. Never has that meant more than it does today. I'll leave it there. Okay, this one says butterflies come to pretty flowers. Oh, gorgeous. There's that purple again, because I can't help myself, guys, because I love purple. This one has these, I wish you could see this in person because it's just stunning. These are all chipboard pieces added against that background that's just glorious. We've got wonderful stickles on these wildflowers. Got stickles in the centers of things. More chipboard here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is maybe my favorite. It's so simple but beautiful. We've got this lovely, really, really pretty little bird looking up at this bird cage. And then we've got a little border sticker chain that's holding the bird cage in place. And then it says, live life in full bloom. And we've got some stickles over these vines in the background. One of the things, I wish I knew which one of you told me this, and if you're out there, please take credit for it. One of you shared with me a wonderful tip about getting 4 5x7 images out of one 12x12 sheet of cardstock. You told me how we do that, And I'm going to show you how we do that when we do our class on Saturday. We also have these wonderful Jolie's embellishments that we're going to use. It's just this spectacular flourish that just couldn't look better with these cards. They fit the character of these cards so well. So you get a whole sheet of these, you get the chipboard, it's a really, really rich kit. It's beautiful. It makes 8 cards. Grab it. They're selling really well. Really well. This is from Stamperia. You will not regret it. It's a fabulous kit. These are coming up in the next couple of weeks because you asked for it. We are going to do the masculine, excuse me, the masculine rice paper images that we talked about. Excuse me. I'm not sick, I promise you. I just talk a lot during this class and get a dry mouth. But these are the ones you asked for. I just got the rice paper images in. We're going to do our glitter and embossing techniques on this one. We will not have the train, but we will have probably 4 animals. And we're going to do rice paper cards. And I will put up a listing for those very soon. We have next Thursday, for those of you who were not in here when we talked about it, these are some of the accessory ribbons that you have available for separate purchase. Look at the Christmas trees. These are some bows that I'm going to teach you, and these are some of the ribbons that you have available. Now, when we started class today, I talked with you a little bit about how I valued these. This roll right here, what does this one make, Margie? Is it 15 yards or 20?
15.
15 yards. Would have a retail price between $15 and $20. Even if you waited until Joann's or Michael's put it on sale for half off, you're still getting it less here. It's $4.95 for the roll. Is there a wolf in that line I could get instead of the train? We got a beautiful wolf in today, Mary. It came in today. If it's not there yet in the rice paper selection, I will link you to the rice papers in the newsletter. And if it's not there yet, Brittany will probably have it up tomorrow. We got such spectacular new rice papers in, as you will not believe. They are wonderful.
The Christmas one looks beautiful.
Really beautiful. Here's another simple bow that we're going to tie. Here's a triple style bow we'll be doing. We have some of this big, bold, beautiful ribbon that would be fabulous for a door, for a Christmas tree, for a wreath. I'll show you how to tie this. We have this. This is an interesting one. This is a really heavy ribbon. Now, it's beautiful. It's just really, really heavy and interesting. So we have this one. We have some ribbon that we can use in our bow maker. This will also actually, because it's 7/8 inch, this can actually be used on our cards as well. It's a beautiful navy with glittery in it. But here's one that's made that would be a perfect bow in a smaller package. So we have all of those. Let me take just ever so quick a perusal through the ones you're actually going to get in your kit. These are all available at separate purchase, but I want to show you ones you're going to actually have in your kit. These are some of the ribbons you will actually get when you get your kit. We have this light blue ribbon with dark blue and white and silver trees, and then it actually has some glitter embossed little accents to it. Look at this thing here. This is also in your kit. This one is copper and gold. And we'll learn to tie this style bow. Here's one that is white organza. Here's her pom-pom. It's white organza with silver glittered snowflakes on it. We're going to tie that. Yes, thank you, Thelma. We have, look at this beautiful thing. This organza is just spectacular. Comes in a 15-foot roll, or 15-yard roll. 45 feet of this on the bolt you're going to get. 3 different styles of ribbons from that. Oh, they're just so amazing. Here's another one out of the trees. Isn't that pretty? You're getting 160 yards of ribbon in our kit. 160 yards, people. In the Joanne and Michael's rolls that are $4.95, you get 10 to 12 feet. You're getting 160 yards of ribbon in my bundle. Woohoo! We do not yet, none of these will be burlap because I'm deathly allergic to burlap. You think I sound bad now. You should see me if I get anywhere near jute or burlap. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful navy with silver. This is in your kit. Look at this one. Here's a pom-pom bow in that beautiful navy. And
Debbie, it's 115 yards.
oh, I lied. I take it back.
That's what I thought.
Margie just corrected me. It's 115 yards, not 160. Thank you, Margie.
You were welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So beautiful. This ribbon is in your kit. This little narrower silver. Can you imagine these on your smaller packages? And let's see, there's one more of those. This ribbon is in your kit. Look at this. This is called chalkboard with holly. It's black. It has a beautiful holly pattern on it. And it has this bright red, gorgeous trim. Beautiful. I'm going to show you how to tie. Oops, here's another style of bow we're going to do. Look at this one. Beautiful. All these are coming off the bow maker. We're going to use some satin ribbon. We're going to tie a simple bow on our bow maker, and then we're going to do some that are not simple, like this. It is simple to tie when you know how, but it is spectacular. Imagine that putting this one, gluing this one to a hair clip, guys. Wow!
And
Wow,
it will
wow,
be
wow.
in red, not in green, correct?
Yes, my sample is in green. Yours will be red. Thank you, Margie. Here's another simple bow again. Imagine that on the right dress. Imagine that on a hair clip, across a band in the back, or on a little girl's dress. Oh, beautiful. Okay, here's a couple more. Here's 2 more little ones, little package bows, because you have packages of all size. All these styles of ribbon are in your kit. Holy cow! Yeah, large ribbon widths, $14 to $20. You are absolutely right, Mary Robertson. That is exactly what they run. So,
And Annette, to answer your question about the red one, it's 50% polyester, 50% cotton.
okay, there you go. Thank you. All right, this is sold separately. It's copper and 2.5 inch wide. It's $4.95, and it's either 15 or 20 yards. This one is sold separately. I believe it's 15 yards, 2.5 inches wide, and it's stunning. This is actually flocked on here.
It is so pretty.
Ugh.
Flocked and glittered.
Flocked and glittered. Here's another one of those. So this one got a little squishered. The nice thing about wired ribbon is you can make it behave again so easily. So here's another one of those long, puffy bows. Loopy bow, that's what I call this one, my loopy bow. I don't know what it would be called. I call it loopy, but we're going to make loopy bows. So, oh, and this one is sold separately. This silver is just yummy. So, anyway, you have an idea of what I've been up to. These, most of these I've just shown you are in your kit. You get 7 styles of ribbon, 115 yards of ribbon. I've estimated the value of this ribbon by taking the average size rolls from Michael's and Joann's. They charge $4.95. So I took it by, I divided up the total amount of ribbon you're getting by 11 feet that they put on their rolls, and they it works out to, my price is discounted like 80% on that ribbon. So grab it while you can. This is not something we're going to have on the long haul. But yes, the big puffy bows are beautiful tree toppers. And I like to put bows on my tree too. I do. I put bows on my tree. I put bows and poinsettias on my tree. They look spectacular, both of them. Okay, that's what I have for you so far. Next Saturday's class isn't done yet. I'm working on that tonight. I can tell you it's going to be layered snowmen that will be somewhat in the style of our Halloween cards. And that's what I got for you. I wanted to talk to you about something that Thelma ran into. She went to log into one of our videos and she got a message from YouTube. There's a charge for this video. Now, I'm going to believe that that was a technical difficulty and not a spoof, because there are, in fact, videos you pay for on YouTube. Ours never, ever carry a charge. So if you ever get one of those messages that says there's a charge for this video, you need to back out of there, close your browser entirely, and then come back into YouTube and go to my videos again. That should disappear. You never, ever pay. Never give them credit card information for one of our videos, because we never, ever charge here on YouTube. The only time you're ever going to be asked for payment for anything is at our store. So if you ever get a request for payment for YouTube, don't do it. Close it. Close your whole browser. You know what I mean by your browser, right? The whole link, where you have all your tabs at the top with the different places you're visiting. Close that whole thing and then come back into YouTube and go back to my videos. Do not ever, ever, ever pay for a video on YouTube, because it's either YouTube making a mistake or somebody else is trying to get your money. Do not do that, okay? So I just wanted to alert you to that. It's super important. I hope you guys had fun today. I had so much fun. If you like this class and you think that it's a good use of your time and you're learning fun stuff and you're enjoying the cards put together, please give me the thumbs up. It's my attaboy that says, I like what you're doing. I want you to continue doing it. And I appreciate your time more than I can tell you. You guys are the highlight of my week too. So thank you for being there for me. I'm happy to be here for you. And I'm going to say good night, Gracie.